Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to the One Perspective to Another podcast. I'm your humble and gracious host, A. Sanders, here with another episode of this thing, episode 169. It's only fitting that I do this episode about Guardians of the fucking Galaxy. Bravo, bravo, bravo times 10. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen this movie, go see it. I highly recommend it. But if you haven't seen it, then stop listening, go see it, go check it out. Make sure you watch that shit in Dolby so it's maximum sound, maximum lighting, maximum perfection. And yes, if you're a real OG, the projector is still on. But we just gonna jump right into it. I can make a podcast about Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, my opening intro music is fucking the Avengers. The MCU love is real, not the comic. Some of the comic, not the cartoons, but the MCU. It's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. Almost 20 years. And now we get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The climactic conclusion of these characters, Rocket, Nebula, Drax, Groot. I am Groot to the max. Just a great piece of work. Just phenomenal. 17 million on Thursday, opening day, or pre-opening day. I'm pretty sure Friday and Saturday will be a lot more people had a good crowd, a good opening crowd, talking back, clapping, little clapping at the end. Not as much as anything else, but just really cool, really smooth, no complaints. They had the actual Rocky Raccoon 10 thing, but it's like I didn't want Rocky Raccoon. But after watching it now, I kind of do want it, but I really wanted that Black Panther one. But they was all sold out of that. So, with that being said, gonna hop right into it. 1,000% these volumes, it feels like it's from the perspective of Star-Lord. I skipped out on naming all the people, Star-Lord and all. Y'all know who it is. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on, man. But it feels like it's always been from Star-Lord's perspective, but I feel a lot of his perspective came from Infinity War and Infinity shit. But this volume, or 1, 2, and 3, I feel like this whole story has been just from Rocket's perspective, and this volume 3 is just a love letter to and from Rocket, and why, when you think about all the moments and going through his story, why he was so adamant about saving his friends when he was going back to get the ether from Thor, or Lady Thor now. Why when he got called a raccoon so much, like it just irked him. Why when he got called like a vermin and shit like that. Like all those callbacks had their moment. And going through his story and why he is the way he is, how he was created, everything to do with the high evolutionary, like him just being the big bad in this movie. It just all made sense. It was beautifully written. Shout out to James Gunn. Like the writing in this was just, it was just pure perfection. So I have no complaints about what he about to be doing. I mean, I want my certain things in the DC. I want Batman Beyond, but whatever he about to do with this new DCU, like I have no hate towards him. I know he's writing Superman right now, but it's Guardians of the Galaxy. So shout out to him. Shout out to just writing, man. Shout out to the writing. People on write, or the people on strike for writing right now too. So it's important. Like you got all these people who are actors and whatnot, but like it always boils down to good old-fashioned oral and written tradition. Like, you can't have these characters, you can't have these people unless they are written by great people who make great stories and have great arcs and great just everything. And that ties into another reason why I think this is the best trilogy that it is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because everything has its, I don't want to say everything has its payoff, but it's very Avengers-ish with the payoff. And every volume 1, like them getting together, volume 2, and them going to see Ego and Star-Lord's dad and everything that happened in there, and then the Christmas special, and then him finding out that she was his half sister and shit. Like, it just all made perfect sense. I'm just talking about the key points that I found that were interesting, but like, you just gotta go see it for yourself, because seeing this movie through Rocket's eyes, it just made everything that they went through, him and Groot, it just made it so much more important, so much more magical. But even Groot is a different individual every time he died. But Groot's the only person who died in these movies. You think everybody gonna die, but Groot's the only person who really died, but he's just a better version of himself. He got the celestial powers, and in the movies, him being like a super spider head and getting back his body and building out the skeleton and shit super fast. So it's like really dope to see that. Groot doing his thing, Nebula doing her thing, a lot of cameos up in this thing. It was just really well done. And in comparison, like the last Marvel movie that came out, Ant-Man Quantum, like, I was all about Kang. Kang did his thing, but like for Ant-Man, it was beautiful, spectacular, but it just didn't have the oomph that Guardians of the Galaxy had. Like, this movie was very emotionally driven. Great fucking fight scenes. Probably the greatest fight scenes since like Avengers Infinity War, and just overall since like Civil War. Just, and the one scene when they busted into the ship. It's like a 3-minute shot. I know it's not all at one take, but that shit was fucking amazing. Like, everybody got their little 15-20 seconds of just beating people's asses, and it was just fucking perfection. But like that's another reason why I love Marvel, is the underlining tones in these movies. Like, yeah, they're superhero movies. Yeah, they got powers and they do shit and people get created, and sometimes it don't make sense. But at the end of the day, it's about friends, it's about family, it's about growth, it's about building your character, it's about being who you are. And all these characters have their own arc, and the way James put these people together and finished everybody's arc, it was just beautifully written. And not even just because it's an MCU movie, but just as a movie, it was just, and if you follow them, if you just seen 1, 2, and 3, it is a beautiful ending to Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's just, I just gotta say bravo. That's all I can say. I really enjoyed that movie. Really enjoyed it. And also too, the high evolutionary. I want to say it, but I mean, it might sound a little preposterous, but he might have been a better villain than fucking Kang. I know it was a different Kang variant in this little thing, but high evolutionary, he was doing out dirt. But also too, he got his ass beat. Like, in this Guardians of the Galaxy, people was getting their ass beat, and that's what I felt was lacking in Ant-Man. It wasn't like, no, you really getting your ass beat. Like, they showed motherfuckers dying in this. They showed people getting shot and getting stabbed. Like, it was good. It was great. It was great. Really enjoyed it. I have no complaints. Actually, I just have one complaint. My only complaint is what they did with Adam Warlock. They kind of made him like the comic relief, like they did with MODOK. But he is the Guardian of the Galaxy now, so he's getting his own little arc of starting out as a little idiot and all that shit. And also, too, another great character arc is Mantis and Drax's relationship, and just like seeing it unfold. And if you watch the Christmas special and then going into this, it just makes it way more beautiful because it's like two opposites and they attract and they just have fun with each other. And you start out hating somebody and you learn to love somebody, and then you can't imagine life without them. But then life happens, and then you got to go your separate ways. But in those moments, like it's about being happy that you did, happy that it happened, happy that you spent that time. Because nothing lasts forever, nothing ever will. But the way that they had that was, I don't know if it was supposed to be that specific way, but it was really good, really fucking good. And like I always say too, like you got to do shit for yourself. You got to see your own view, own perspective on shit, because the audience score compared to the critic score on this shit, I think when it first came out, it was 91 from the critics. It was only a couple people. Then it went down to 80. And after today, or after yesterday, it's Friday now, the audience score is at 97. So that's how you know it's a fucking good movie. Just look on Twitter, look on, I don't know, pretty sure you're going to see TikToks and people doing all the connections and the Easter eggs and finding this and that. And I mean, I would do all that, but I ain't trying to do that for everything that comes out. I'm just saying, I just want to come on here and say how much I enjoyed this movie. Just to put out an episode too. It's on my 2-week mark. Be consistent in that. But yeah, but just shout out to James Gunn. Shout out to fucking Chris Pratt. Shout out to Rocket Raccoon. What's his name? Bradley Cooper. Just well done. Well done. Bravo. You could tell that cast really cares about each other. Just bravo. It's all off the dome. So I don't really have that many more notes. Just going off what I think about in my head. But really emotional. If you're an animal lover of any kind, this movie is going to be kind of tough for you to watch. A lot of animals, a lot of killing, a lot of evolution in the instance, and seeing shit just change. But yeah, like the whole premise of the movie was trying to just save Rocket, because Rocket got attacked by Warlock. Went straight to his chest. They found out that he had some high evolutionary tech on his heart where he couldn't get performed on. The med kit couldn't save his life, so they was like, where's it from? They was like, oh, it's on the high evolutionary place. They did the whole thing. It was just so much Guardians of the Galaxy, like we just on some fuck shit, gotta do shit, some Ravager shit, but like it just all came together. Like trying to save Rocket was the main thing of the movie, but you get this shit, you get other people trying to kill you, you get people dying, you get different worlds, you traveling in space. It was just a good fucking ride, a great ride of a movie. It was emotional, it had its funny moments, it had its comic relief, it just had everything. I might say that this is definitely a top Marvel movie, but this might be a perfect movie almost. Might be a perfect movie, but you gotta see it for yourself. But that's just my perspective. I fucking loved it because I fucking love Marvel movies. But yeah, shout out to the MCU, shout out to Marvel, shout out to Disney, shout out to Disney Plus. If you can watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2 in the Christmas special before you go see it, it makes it that much more, I don't want to say emotional, but it just pulls at the heartstrings. You see a lot of shit that people were investing in, and it pays off. It pays off 1,000%. Everybody got their payoff. Everybody had their magic. Everybody had their moment. Even Peter and Gamora, they had their moment. Like, not everything's going to end perfectly or how you want it to end, but it's going to get its shine, and they got their shine. So I'm glad of that. The callbacks to every Guardians of the Galaxy, just beautiful. That's all I got to say about it. Just a fucking beautiful movie. Go see it again. I'm going to go see it again. You just need to go see it if you haven't. Let me know what you think about it. Tell me if it's trash or not to you. It might be trash to you, but I fucking love this shit. And that's all I'm a nerd out about it right now. So with that being said, as always, tell two friends to tell two friends. Like, share, subscribe. We got to get back to 60 on a first, 60 on a drop day. Because I need to get back in these thousands and not these hundreds. So if you can, share, subscribe, tell two friends, tell two friends. And we out. Shout out to James Gunn. Shout out to Guardians of the Galaxy. You were an honorary Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm out.